Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lilian, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys step by step how I do my foundation routine. So basically I'm going to show you guys how to get that flawless base. I really wanted to break it down for you guys step by step so you can really learn the techniques a little that I use. Not that I'm like a pro certified makeup artist or something, but I do have some tips and tricks that I wanted to share with you guys. So if you want to know how to get that flawless base, keep on watching. But before we head into the video, if you haven't yet, subscribe, join the family. I upload every Sunday, so make sure to turn on the notification bell as well. Follow me on Instagram at Lilian Tseggai, and yeah, let's get to 10K on YouTube and Instagram because y'all be supporting me so much on YouTube, which I appreciate so much, but now you gotta do the same on Instagram. Also, Black Lives Still Matter, so I'm still leaving some links and petitions in the description box down below, so check that out as well. If you enjoyed this video and you want more makeup tutorials, then give this video a thumbs up and leave your favorite tips and tricks in the comments down below so we can all learn from each other. So yeah, without further ado, let's just head straight into the video. Excuse me if I'm like out of breath or something. I think I need to get a new light because this ring light is really annoying me. It gets so hot when I'm filming and I'm just tired of it, so I need to get a new light. Anyways, that was not the point of this video. So the first step to a flawless base is skincare, because if your skin is not right and you're putting foundation, concealer, whatever, any type of makeup on top of it, it's just not gonna look good. Any issue that you have with your skin, it's not gonna cover it up. So if your skin is good, the makeup will be even better. So I would really urge everyone to moisturize before putting on makeup. At first I was like, why would I moisturize when I have an oily skin already and then I'm gonna put foundation on top of my moisturizer? This was a couple years ago, but once you learn more and more about your skin and about skincare, I actually realized that I need to moisturize my skin because that will keep my oiliness in balance basically. So I just did my skincare, I just put on some moisturizer and all of that stuff, and now I'm going to prime my face with the Too Faced Hangover Primer. Now this is a hydrating primer. To be honest, I didn't really use primers before I bought this one because I had the Professional from Benefit, but I did not like it at all because it was so, like, the texture is really weird basically. The consistency of that primer is like really velvety and I just don't like the way it feels on my skin because when I put it on my skin it kind of peels up and I didn't like that. But to be honest, back then I didn't really do proper skincare, so I might have to give it another try. Anyways, I really like this primer from Too Faced because it's so moisturizing and hydrating that it almost feels like a moisturizer, and I feel like it doesn't leave your skin too oily. It actually hydrates your skin so that your skin doesn't have to produce oils to hydrate itself, because that's how it really works. A lot of times your skin is too oily because it's so dehydrated, so you really need to hydrate your skin. So this one is really good for that. Next step, if you have really dry skin, you can always kind of put some facial mist on top of the primer. I don't really use facial mist. My friend just gave me this today, so I might as well include it, but I do spray setting spray in between the steps. So that's also a big key in getting that flawless base and getting your base to sit right all day, is spraying setting spray or anything in between the layers. Now that I've applied my primer, I'm going to color correct my face with the LA Girl Orange Corrector, and this is just to cancel out all the dark spots on your face. Now I've been breaking out recently, and not just on my forehead. Like, I'm used to getting breakouts on my forehead, but now I get really random pimples, like on my cheek right here, on my chin. I had one on this side as well. I had one on my nose. Like, those are really weird areas and it's just one pimple, so it was really, and it was painful as well, so it was really weird. I still don't know why that happened. So what I do with the orange corrector, I apply it around my mouth because I tend to have a little hyperpigmentation there, and I also apply it under my eyes because I have dark circles, and then I'm going to apply it on the scars from my spots because these are pretty new. They're like pretty recent. So as you can see, I have a spot here, so we're gonna cover that up, and then some darkness on my cheek here. But as I said, you can't really cover up any pimples because you will still see the bump on your skin, if you know what I mean. So now I'm just gonna spray my brush with some setting spray. This is just to make the blending easier. This one is the Radiant Finish by NYX. I actually got this recently. I need to pay a little more attention if it actually works or not. So when it comes to the tools, it's really whatever you like the most. So sometimes I have like a phase where I mostly use the beauty blender, and sometimes I just use my brushes. So I can't really say much about that, to be honest. There's just different foundations that work with different tools. So the foundation that I'm using today is Too Faced Born This Way, and I feel like with this one it works really well with a brush. And I actually got this combination from Jackie Aina, so shout out to her. I got a lot of my makeup knowledge, whatever you want to call it, from Jackie Aina, because she really knows what she's talking about. And I also feel like I need to get a new corrector because I feel like this one is a little too dark for my skin. I need something a little closer to my skin tone. If you know any good correctors for dark spots for my skin tone, then please let me know in the comments because I don't know if I like this one. Okay, so we've done primer, we've done color corrector, and now is step 3, which is foundation. So I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This is medium to full coverage, and it is oil free. Now that's a major key for us oily girls. Our skin tends to get oily already, so putting a oily foundation or an oil-based foundation on top of your skin, that's not gonna help it at all. So this one is really good, and I use the shade Chestnut. So I'm just gonna put about 1.5 pumps on the back of my hand, and I'm just gonna apply like so. To be honest, I actually apply it straight to my face usually, but if I have to be really honest, I haven't done makeup in what feels like a while because I was so busy with what's it called, my thesis of course, that I just haven't worn makeup in a while. Okay, I think I used a little too much foundation. I'm not gonna put much foundation on my forehead. Literally, usually it's just the leftovers. I'll just put it on like that, but other than that, don't put too much foundation on your forehead. 9 out of 10 times your forehead is actually darker or a different skin tone than the rest of your face. So if you want your skin tone to even out, just apply foundation on the bottom half of your face, so brows down, and then you can apply the leftovers basically on your forehead. So before I blend it in, I'm going to spray some setting spray, and this helps to keep your makeup from looking fresh and staying on all day. Quick thing, I actually forgot to do my brows. I usually do my brows before foundation so that I can carve them out with concealer and stuff, but to be honest, it's not really a big deal. Like, you can do it before or after. So I'm using, by the way, this brush by NYX. This is the Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation brush, and I really like it. I used to use this foundation brush by Real Techniques, but I really like this one, and now when I use the Real Techniques one, it's so rough. It's so rough on the skin compared to this one. This one is really soft. I'm not really like dragging it all over my face. I'm just like tapping it in. And don't worry if I look a little orange right now. It is gonna go away once I've done like my concealer, contour, and everything. One important tip is to match your foundation to your neck, because when you get your foundation matched to your face, it's just not gonna match and it's just gonna look weird. So match your foundation to your neck so that your neck and face, this is your neck, this is your face, so that those two are matching. Okay, we've done primer, we've done color correcting, we've done foundation. Step 4 is concealer. So for my concealer, I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. So it's the matching concealer with the foundation, but this one is in the shade Butterscotch. I just apply this under my eyes. And you don't want to apply too much. Just start with a little, and if you feel like you want it a bit more like highlighted, you can always add more. So we add a little to the forehead and to the bridge of the nose. So this is what I do for concealer. And then again, I'm gonna spray it. One tip, let your concealer under your eyes set a little so that it gives you even more coverage. So I always start with the chin, the nose, and the forehead, and then do my under eyes last. So for concealer, I do like to use my beauty blender because the concealer is really a targeted area, whereas foundation you just put all over your face, if that makes sense. And then while my under eyes are setting a little, I'm going to contour. I use the shade Truffle by Fenty Beauty, the matchstick. I really like this contour, to be honest. I just apply a little like that. And the jawline, because let's just say I have to start working out like ASAP, and I like to apply a little in the, what is this called, like right where your nose ends and your eyebrow starts. That's where I like to apply some contour. I don't really do nose contouring, to be honest, but I just feel like this gives a little more depth to the eye. Okay, let's blend out the under eye concealer. Now I'm just blending out the contour with the back of my beauty blender. Sometimes I prefer using a brush just because it's a little easier to blend. My lips look so dry right now, but I swear I'm wearing lip balm. It's just you can't see it. Now it is very important to set your eyes as soon as possible. So I'm going to use my Sacha Buttercup banana powder to set my under eyes. So I just grabbed this fluffy brush. This brush is from Kiko. It is number 8 or 80. I don't know. I think it's number 8. So before I apply the powder, I like to go back in with the beauty blender just to make sure that all the creases are gone. And then I grab my brush with the powder and I just apply it very softly. I don't really bake because I feel like it's just a bit too much. So I just apply a little powder and then I just dust it up. And then we do the same thing to the other eye. And then I apply the leftovers that's on the brush, like a little to the rest of my face, but I don't really do much to the rest of the face. I do apply some extra powder to my nose and to my mouth because those areas do tend to get a little oily. So for my brows, I'm using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Espresso. So I just brush them up like so. And to be honest, I can't really give you guys advice on how to grow out your brows or something because I've always had really full brows. And to be honest, it's been a really big insecurity of mine since I was young, especially before I started like getting my brows done, because I get them done now. Like I get them shaped using the threading method, but I wasn't allowed to do that until I was 16 years old. Up until I was 16, I was always really insecure about my brows because I had such bushy brows. And I know a lot of people kill for that right now, but back then, thin brows were the trend and I was just like so insecure about it. There we go. And then I'm going to set my brows using the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. And this is just like a clear brow gel. You can use any brand really. And then I'm going to carve out my brows using the Benefit Bowing Cakeless Concealer in the shade number 10 and a flat brush. I like using this concealer because it's pretty close to my skin tone, so I don't have to worry about whether I do this before or after the foundation and concealer. I'm just going to apply some setting powder, the same banana powder that I use for my face, to set the concealer around my brows. I really want to get my brows shaped with like a nice arch, but I'm too scared to do it. And I don't know if my brow guy can actually do that. Okay, the face is set. Let me just pop on some lashes because I'm not doing anything else to my eyes anyways. And then we can continue with the face. Okay, so as you can see, the lashes are on. The face is set. Now we are going to continue to the blush. So I just want to say it again, I spray my face in between the steps with some setting spray. This is either the NYX setting spray or the Morphe one is also really good, and the Urban Decay All Nighter is also really good. So those are my 3 favorites. Now I'm going to apply bronzer. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this eyeshadow right here is my bronzer. As you can see, I already hit the pan. This is a dark brown eyeshadow by Kiko. It's the shade 108, and it basically is just a dark brown because I couldn't find a bronzer. But now I got the Hoola Toasted Bronzer by Benefit. I haven't tried this out yet, but it looks pretty good. Like, it looks a little lighter than this one, which I felt like this one was sometimes a bit dark. So let's try this one out. So basically I apply my bronzer where I applied my contour, but just like a little more. Like, I blend it in more rather than just exactly where I put the contour, because I feel like a bronzer gives more warmth to the face, a bit more color. Right now I look a little flat, so that's what I use my bronzer for. So you can do either dabbing or you can make like circular motions. Okay, I really like this bronzer actually. Looks good so far. This is another hack that I've learned from Jackie Aina. Just brush it at the edge of your forehead basically, if you're like me and you have a big forehead. Just to see like, okay, this is where the sun hits basically, and it will give you that bronzed look. I have a serious question for you guys. When you apply makeup, does your nose get runny? Because this happens to me all the time, and then I have to blow my nose and then my makeup comes off because it's in the middle of the process. So with bronzer or blush, when you apply a little too much, what I do is I just grab my brush that I used for the setting powder, and I either use the leftovers or just grab a little powder and put it on top of it, and then it really helps it tone it down again. So I've applied bronzer right under my cheekbone and around my forehead. Now I'm going to apply a little to the sides of my nose. Because I don't really do nose contour, this is basically my replacement, whatever, just to add a little bit of shadows and depth to my face. Okay, I applied way too much to my nose. This bronzer is very pigmented. I feel like I applied it a little too much to my nose, so I'm just blending it out with the leftover powder. Okay, next thing is blush. For blush, I'm using the Saharan Blush Palette Volume 2 by Juvia's Place, and I'm going to use the shade Tau. I don't know how you pronounce this, but I use this shade right here. Now you have to be really careful with these blushes from Juvia's Place because they are really pigmented. So just apply a little bit and layer it like that if you want more. Now I apply this to my cheekbones, and I basically let my cheek guide me. So I just go like here on the apple of my cheek. Is that what it's called? And then I just bring it up to my temples. Same thing to the other cheek. I start here and bring it up. So what I do to get that really smooth blend, I take this brush again, the one that I used for my setting powder, and I just go over it just so that it can all blend in together. Okay, before we move on to highlighter, I'm going to spray my face with the Urban Decay All Nighter. You can use any highlighter. Some of my favorites are this one by MAC. This is the Oh Darling highlighter. This is the one from Dole Beauty, the Pretty Little Glow. And I like this eyeshadow from Kiko. This is in the shade 208. So I'm gonna use that one today. So first things first, I'm gonna apply some highlighter to my inner corner. Just a little. And then to my brow bone, so just under the brow. And then just blend it out with your finger so that it's not too harsh. Then I apply a little to my nose, to the tip of my nose, and to the bridge. Just like that, not too much. So for my cheekbones, I like to add a little more setting spray. And then I use my fan brush. Let it dry a little, but don't let it dry all the way. So for highlighter, it really depends. Do you want that subtle glow? Then just brush it a couple times and that's it. Or if you want like all out, you can go all out and just keep on going like this. But yeah, I like to go, I tried to do it subtle and then I end up doing it not subtle at all. and I bring it to my temples as well. There we go. And then last but not least, to the Cupid's bow. And then life hack, apply some lip balm before you do your lips because it keeps your lips moisturized. And to me, it helps it stay on longer as well. For my lips, I'm just going to do my basic all-time favorite lip combination. So that is the Kiko 321 lip liner. And then I have two favorites, both from NYX. This one is the NYX Lip Lingerie in the shade Seduction. This is like a liquid lipstick. And this is the Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade London. Now, I usually leave it matte like this, and then when it starts to wear down a little, I'll add some lip gloss on top of it. But you can also just add lip gloss straight away if you want more of a glossy look. So the final step is setting your face. I'm going to use the Morphe setting spray. I literally use these 3 setting sprays throughout the whole process. You can either let it dry or you can pat it a little with your beauty blender to really make sure that everything blends in nicely. So this is the finished look. I just added some eyeliner because you guys know I just can't go without my wing. It just feels like I'm naked. So I just had to add some eyeliner to it. So yeah, this is the end result. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. I really wanted to break it down step by step on how I get like a really flawless or as perfect as possible base. I really wanted to break it down for you guys step by step how I basically do my foundation routine. And yeah, this is the end result. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys learned a little from this. And yeah, I really miss doing makeup tutorials, so I'll definitely be back with more makeup tutorials. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. Your endless support means a lot to me, so thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below on what you want to see next on my channel. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, if you made it this far, and turn on the notification bell because I upload every Sunday. If you want to see more of my daily life, follow me on Instagram at Lilian Tseggai. Let's get to 10K on there as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!